Battletech. Battletech is a pure adaptation of the classic board game that was first published in 1984 by FASA Corporation. Jordan Weissman, one of the board game's creators, played an executive role in this modern take. As a result, the PC game's universe is rich and storied, with the setting echoing a strangely effective combination of giant robots and medieval feudalism. In Battletech, noble houses project their battlefield influences using battle mechs, or mechs, piloted by knights or sellswords called mech warriors. This means lots of action as you position units, launch attacks, and try to outsmart your opponent. That said, Battletech has a level of randomness that feels unfair at times. Gears Tactics. Mainline Gears of War games are cover-based shooters that put you in the boots of muscled soldiers who defend humanity from the mutant horde called the Locust. Miraculously, Gears Tactics, the franchise's first venture into the turn-based, strategy genre, preserves many series hallmarks, including wild melee executions, cover-heavy environments, and waves of over-aggressive enemies. Cheap enemy spawning leads to frustrating moments, though. Halo Wars 2. Halo Wars 2 is a real-time strategy game set within Microsoft's insanely popular Halo universe. Utilizing a rock-paper-scissors styled combat system, Halo Wars 2 tasks you with developing bases and armies to combat hostile alien forces. The game keeps things simple. Once you familiarize yourself with your units and resource production, it's just a matter of building the right troops for the job at hand, whether that means capturing enemy bases, defending your own base, or surviving waves of enemies. Halo Wars 2's simple design makes the RTS experience accessible for both newcomers and veterans, but the game doesn't do much to invigorate the genre besides adding the esports-friendly Blitz mode. StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. The third and final StarCraft 2 expansion is both a fantastic conclusion to Blizzard's 5-year saga and a great entry point into one of the most complex, but satisfying, strategy games ever made. Unlike the previous StarCraft 2 expansion, Legacy of the Void doesn't require you to buy any previous versions of the game to play this package. It's completely standalone. Factor in a varied single-player campaign, gorgeous cinematics, and new noob-friendly co-op modes, and you'll see that Legacy of the Void is one of the best PC games of all time. StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty. StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty is a sci-fi real-time strategy game in which you build structures and gather resources to build an army and defeat your opponent through cunning tactics and sheer firepower. Nothing could quite live up to the hype surrounding the real-time strategy game's release, but, even so, this is a wonderful title. The story is well-paced, and the strategy and resource management missions will lock you into finishing the game. Supreme Commander 2. Gas-powered game Supreme Commander 2 probably doesn't deserve the word Supreme in its title, but then changing the title would defeat the purpose of making a sequel. Not that this game isn't a fine follow-up to the 2007 original, but it's definitely aimed at a broader, and less patient, audience. With much of the micromanagement minutiae reduced or removed entirely, Supreme Commander 2 is more of a garden-variety real-time strategy title than a proud member of a distinctive series. Still, it's a lot of fun if you can accept the gameplay changes. XCOM, Chimera Squad. The XCOM games aren't for the impatient or faint of heart. The brutal, turn-based strategy relies heavily on random chance, permanent unit death, and an overarching campaign that takes many hours of careful resource management. Unfortunately, casual strategy fans find the experience daunting. XCOM, Chimera Squad, on the other hand, is a friendlier, more accessible XCOM game. This spin-off keeps the setting and general feel of the XCOM series, but reduces the stakes by offering a single city to protect, a modest squad of diverse, and pre-created, units, and a more forgiving combat. XCOM, Chimera Squad lacks the general brutality of the mainline series, but it still scratches that strategy itch. XCOM, Enemy Unknown. 2K Games and Firaxis succeeded in rekindling a long-dead franchise with XCOM, Enemy Unknown. This turn-based strategy game is a reimagining of 1994's XCOM, UFO Defense, a long-beloved game that last saw a sequel in 2001 with the ill-received XCOM, Enforcer, a shooter that didn't have any of the first game's strategy. XCOM, Enemy Unknown feels like a straight remake of the original, bringing almost everything gamers loved about it to the PC, along with updated graphics, streamlined gameplay, and plenty of challenge.